What's up, Wall Street Jackboys and girls? I'm Pierre Lawson, founder of the Wall Street Jackboys, stock options retail trader and educator. Today is the 7th of October, so this is Game Plan Sunday. As y'all know, this is where we actually do our strategy sessions, so we can have some framework on, what we're going to do dealing with the economic situations of the market and how we're going to make money, right? So this is a great thing for you to do if you plan on making money in the stock market, is to get into the habit of, getting you some framework and getting prepared for what's to come, for the week, ahead. And so, one of the things that we do to prepare for that is actually take a look back at what occurred over the past week. And so we're going to just dive in what occurred over the past week and then what we're looking forward to here this week and what type of plays are we going to be looking at, or actually some specific plays. And then I actually take some things from you guys. You got anything you want to look at? These sessions normally last about 30 minutes, so that's not going to take too much of your time. But we'll go ahead and get right into it. So basically, going into Monday. So we're starting from Monday last week. Something that was actually pretty impactful on the markets was that the trade deal, the NAFTA deal went through with Trump. He actually renamed it the USMCA, that's United States, Mexico, and Canada. And that was a good thing for the markets. The markets actually rallied behind that. So Monday was a good day. If you guys are playing in the markets, then that should have been good for your long positions, meaning that if you were bullish, you should have made some money, which we did, of course, at the Wall Street Jackboyz. That's what we do. And that was pretty much the highlight of Monday. Tuesday, Fed Powell, he did a speech, and we just did an actual article on Jerome Powell, so you guys can actually get acquainted with who is Federal, Chairman Jerome Powell, or J. Powell. So make sure you guys check that out if you're not subscribed to the newsletters. Newsletters are free, the blogs, everything. Just get it for free. I'm actually giving you guys a game, from an urban tongue, so you can really understand it. Okay. But that was pretty good. The Dow Jones actually hit a new high, and that was another great day for the markets. And, we cashed out on positions like Apple, which was, was doing great, so Tuesday was another great day for the markets. Who we got here? Cyrese, what's up? I see you, my man. Warren. Okay, good. I catch you in the live session. Thank you. So that was Tuesday, and then we had Wednesday, which is a continuation of the bull market. So we had a strong bull run on Wednesday. The Dow Jones hit another high. That was like 2 times in a row. So 2 times in a row, which is a great signal for the stock market. And a lot of this stuff was backed off of, again, when we went back with the NAFTA trade deal getting pushed through. We had headwinds on that, which we talked about that the prior week. Is that we needed to get something going with that, and we actually got that done. So markets rallied behind that, and then with the Fed speech, with the with them raising interest rates, and the FOMC basically letting us know that the economy is super strong. The economy is not going anywhere. They projecting this stuff to go well into 2020. Economy is off the chain, and we actually just had the job reports that came out. I believe that was Thursday or Friday. Unemployment rates is an all-time low. Not an all-time low, but it's a low that's like forever, like 30-year low or some craziness. Anyway, so jobs are out there. This is all good economic data to let you know that the markets is going up. Companies are making money. So if you got money in the stock market, then you should be making money, right? Cool. What's up, David? I see you, my man. Jamaria, Christopher, Young Whistle, my man. I see you guys. So anyway, everything is just looking great. And, when you actually the markets, and they're pumping up the markets and everybody eating and making all the money, you got to pay the piper. It's never going to be a fairy tale situation. It's just like reading a good book or looking at a good movie. You can't just have it just to be one-sided. It's all good. So you have the ups and downs of the markets, the ebbs and flows, or you have good news and bad news. And you just got to know how to ride the waves. So Thursday was the day that the waves came. And so Thursday, what's up, David? I see you, my man. So Thursday was a day that, the VIX had a spike. And I'll pull up the chart here just a little bit to show you guys. If y'all follow us on the on Instagram, any social media feeds, I post these things so you can see it, share it. We live in such a day and age where, you can't just really just give out long videos. You got to do, little short video clips or, just something to suggest. And so if you check out our Instagram feed and stuff, I post these type of things in there. But Oh, the VIX right here is the fear indicator. So VIX lets you know it's fear in the market. So if you got money in the market, stock market that is, when this thing starts to spike up, that's not good for, your money. Okay. And so this thing right here, well, I got a lot of lines in here, but what I really want you to focus on, I'm gonna show you what I want you to focus on here. If you look back here, that's a spike up. That's a spike up. This is a spike. And then we had two spike sessions. This was Thursday and this was Friday. Okay. So if you look back in time, okay, you can see where this thing popped off, and that just wasn't good for the markets. All right. Whenever this thing rise up like this VIX spike up, that means that the markets, investors are, scared, they're selling out. So that's bad for your long positions. And so, we've been doing real good. After this last one back in September, it's just died off, and the markets have been going crazy. All these new highs. Like I said, Dow Jones hit 2 new highs back to back this week. And if you look at this VIX, you see, the complacency set in. But we knew it was like somewhere at a bottom, right? It doesn't last forever. So Thursday came, and bingo, you caught that, right? And so Thursday, the VIX actually just ripped. It was a crazy rip. So the markets were down, so the bears had the lead for Thursday. So if you had shorts on, you had some short exposure, you would have made some money. So that's why it's good to kind of have a nice balance, long plays, short plays. And when we play stock options, we make money in every direction. So I definitely encourage you guys to get our training, get our education, so you learn how to ride these waves, make money up or make money down or sideways. But there was we had the government bonds that sold off, and then there was the Amazon and Apple China hack news. So the situation with China hacking Apple, hacking Amazon had a negative impact on the markets, where they just brought everything down. So everybody just sold off. And then, but the crazy thing in the middle of this, the Jackboy Justin came through. And when he came through with this play, I'll show you guys. And this was Thursday when the markets was going ham, right? Markets are going straight down. So when the markets were going down, we were able to make some money, right? Because this thing right here popped up just like that, just like you see it. The homeboy Justin posted a link in the group. So if you guys in the group, if you're not in the group, you're going to miss out on the plays. But this is this is our setup play. We had a nice squeeze. We had some uptrend in here, up all these different indicators letting us know that we want to enter into this position. And this thing popped through the ceilings. And so just, shout out to the homie, for putting money in your pockets. If you caught that, then good for you. All right. So that was Thursday in the middle of calamity. We were able to make money. Okay. So it's really important. How you making money when the markets are going down? So people ask that because we're options traders. We're like the Navy SEALs of this thing. You feel me? You can trade stocks, but stock traders can't trade options. Option traders can trade anything. We do it all. Okay. So anyway, that was a nice lick. So I want to give him a shout out for that. And then Friday. So Friday we caught another play in the VIX where the VIX just rose up again, and it was extreme levels. I hit a lot of extreme levels on my market internals. So that's the stuff that you guys can't really see, but it's all underneath the scenes and everything. But I can see the pressures in the markets, basically the pressures to the upside or the downside. These things you can't see with candlesticks. Candlesticks is representing price movement, but we're looking at the other things underlying, underneath institutional selling, the big boys. What are they doing, right? So we're able to see these things. And we post these things in our groups, since it's a short session, we're not going to go through all that, but just understand we knew what was going on. We were able to make decisions based off of that information. So pass that information to you so that you can make use of money, okay? Or to mitigate your position, so stop your positions from bleeding. So, so Friday just was not good. So with that being said, I want to take a look at overall markets. And, we're just looking at the S&P 500. Right. So this right here, this happened on Thursday. If we caught this move right here on Thursday. So that was some down pressure. And then again on Friday, we had more down pressure, which is, it's not good. It's a nice pullback to the 50 moving average right here. And so ideally what we want to see going forward for this week, this level here. What's up, everybody? What's up, Topaz? What's up, Tanisha? But yeah, so basically what we want to see is the markets hold this level here, right? We want to see if the markets are going to hold a 50 moving average. I use the 49, so 50, 49, whatever you want to use. But this is letting us know this is the floor here. And we want to see this thing. We want to see if this thing is going to hold these levels. And so we may get some more down pressure, right? So this is what we're expecting, some more down pressure. But we want to see it stabilize here, okay? So we'll stabilize here, then we'll get another bounce up, going into earnings season coming up also, okay? But what we don't want to see is it thing come down here and then it breaks, okay? If it breaks, that's just not going to be good. And that's not what investors want to see right now, okay? But if it breaks, we do have eyes on a second floor level here, okay? And that'll be the 100 moving average right there. So, but these are things that we're going to be looking for, okay? So this will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're going to be looking, okay? And when you're looking, you're going to be, using this information I'm giving you to make decisions, all right? So this is like making executive decisions. So with that being said, the overall market, what we're actually looking for, and as I sift through the markets, it's like, where we're going to make some money at? How can we make some money? Where's the money flowing, right? And so looking through the markets, because of all the turmoil that we have. So let's just put this in perspective. What's coming up here in a week from now? We have earnings season that's kicking off. Earnings, that's what everybody that y'all work for, the companies you work for, they all have to give account to the SEC on how they're performing, right? They got to, show their shareholders, all the stockholders, that they're making money. If they're not, going to pay a hefty price. And if you hold the stocks are going to fall more than likely. So earnings is like, when it comes to what we do in the stock market, it is very important because it moves the markets. So based off your company making money, your company losing money, your company got a lawsuit, your company, whatever is good or bad, we're going to see it in the markets before it even hit the news. What's up, Wes? How you doing, man? What's up, Corey? So yeah, we're going to see all this stuff in the markets, right? So I don't even watch news, just in case you don't know. I just look at charts all day. I know the news. I see the charts. I know the news because I see the chart. So we see the money first and then it hit the news later. So earnings is coming up in a week. So this is for what you need to know what's coming up, okay? Earnings season coming up. And then we also have midterm elections that's coming up in about 4 weeks in November, right? So Wall Street is just, again, Wall Street's already got these things priced into the markets. They don't expect anything different or outside of what we already kind of, have a consensus on, that the Republicans is going to hold the Senate, the Democrats are going to hold the House of Representatives, right? So it's nothing like out of the ordinary that's shown in the markets. We don't see anything with that. But on October 17, Canada will be legalizing recreational use of marijuana. So if you blow trees like Elon Musk, which I don't advocate that, but I'm saying if you're going to do that, you might want to go to Canada to do it, right? Because Canada is going to be legalizing it. However, whatever your choice is, that's on you. We're capitalists, and we're going to make money off of these opportunities that presents themselves. And so just keep in mind, October 17, the weed is going to be popping off in Canada. And we play, you could play some weed stocks that's sensitive to the weed market. You have cola, a lot of beverage companies, beer companies, that's all moving into the cannabis zone because, I guess a lot of people are more healthy conscious nowadays. And so a lot of people are not drinking sodas as much. A lot of people are not drinking alcohol as much. And so they're trying to capture this weed market that's coming in where they can have weed infused beverages, right? So cannabis, whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying weed because y'all know what weed is, all right? So this is weed that you can drink. So anyway, these corporations, their goal is to make money. They don't really care about you. It's all money. So it was like, oh, people are not doing that. Let's get them on something else. So, and weed is being legalized. We're going to captivate. We're going to try to make some money on that. So in America, probably not going to happen. No time soon. Definitely not under Republican, Congress or president. So don't expect that. But a lot of companies will be shifting and trying to make those decisions to capture some of that money. That's because it's $1 billion industry. So let's keep that in mind. October 17, weed being legalized. 4 weeks from now, we got the midterms and then earnings in a week. So now we know that. We also need to know what's going on, where we're going to find money at, right? So when we caught the bond sell off, right, we got a nice, super sharp sell off in the bonds. And, the markets, this had a negative impact on the markets. It's a lot of, big stuff that's going on around the world. Government bonds is, selling off, and banks play counter to the bonds. And this is something that we know. And so we'll just take a look into the financial sector. Okay. And where's my man, Wes? Wes, you should be making money right now because I know you've been holding the banks, right? And so, banks is the bonds and the banks play counter to each other. So you see bonds go down, leagues will go up, and so when we see the bonds go down like that, you may want to grab some exposure in banks. And actually, coming up this week, I believe Citi, their earnings is pulling up. Let me just tell you guys on the 12th. So the 12th, when is the 12th? Hey, can I pull that up? So the 12th is on Friday. All right. So we got Citi that's pulling up. And Citi is a good performer. Let me actually get some of these things out of here real quick. All right. So I like Citi to the long side. And so you may want to grab some exposure into Citi. All right. I can see Citi coming up, here. We got earnings. This is on Friday. So I would like to play it to the upside going into earnings. All right. But I definitely, again, it depends on how they perform. If their earnings are good, more than likely their earnings are going to be good. All right. So their earnings are good and we may see it hit, our targets $76. Right. And I think that, Wall Street pretty much got it priced in that they're going to do what they're supposed to do. Also got JP Morgan, another bank that is going to be playing on Friday for earnings. I believe, yeah. So earnings is on Friday for them also. So, keep your eyes on the lookout for these if you want some exposure in the financials. Exposure means that you're putting your capital to work, but you got to take a little risk to make some money. All right. Oh, you got out West and you got back in. So West, he already got him some money out of it. I think it was down, but he's getting back in. Okay, cool. Sorry. So, all right. So, putting that in perspective, we know what's coming. We know the earnings is coming up ahead on Friday for Citi and JP Morgan, playing into earnings. All right. Playing up into earnings. Try to get you some money as it goes into earnings. You don't want to You don't want to hold on to these things through earnings unless you have a strategy, you know how to use it, because earnings, these things are rolling the dice. It's like a crapshoot. It can go either way. All right. So we know that. What else? SIVB. This right here got a nice setup. Now, this is our classic setup that we like to see. Okay. So this is another one that you may want to consider also. It's in a squeeze. All right. You said NBEV. Okay, of course. All right. Topaz, we're looking to that. All right. So this is another one that you may want to look at if you want to get some financials. And another one that we want to do is if you want some exposure in weed, right? Because weed coming up in a week and a half from now. Let me see. It's Constellation. Okay, cool. I actually like this one here. Okay, this one here got a nice setup, and you can trade options on this one too. Okay, so you definitely want to trade options. $223 per share. That's a lot of money. So you're trying to buy stocks, it's not going to cut it. You need to play options because options will allow you to get involved in this thing for a couple of dollars. You feel me? So that's why you need to learn options, right? This is not a sales pitch though, but I'm going to tell you what we're looking at, okay? Because we can make some money off of this. So we want to get some exposure in weed. We got a nice squeeze here. We got a buy trigger here. We got some up trend, excuse me. They had a nice earnings. They beat earnings. We caught buy triggers in here. We definitely want to see it clear this. But right now, still a great time to get into it. You know what I'm saying? We're actually pretty much looking at an inverse head and shoulders, right? Okay, it's left shoulder, head, and then we got this shoulder here. And so, we got a projection that it's going to go that way. All right. So I like that one for the long side. We'll see how that plays out. What else do we want to play? Actually, what was interesting is gold. Gold is interesting. Well, so for you metal people out there, you gold players out there, it might be time to get your gold back popping. All right. It's not a bad idea. I think gold is actually finding its bottom. Okay. If we go back, and this is a yearly chart for those that don't know, and we've got what we're looking at, gold has basically been consolidating after it hit this bottom, but now it's like consolidating. It's going sideways here. So sideways, and for the way, basically our setup that we like to play at Wallstreet Jackboyz, we got this squeeze. This is what lets us know what we need to get into, basically. We got this squeeze, and then we got this trend that says it's going to the upside, right? We got some more momentum in there, and we got some buy triggers in here. Let's say get that. Now, this is a counter trend trade because overall, gold has been bearish because the stock markets has been super high. Equity's high, gold is low. So But we're starting to see as more volatility comes into the market, like when the VIX is spiking and things like that, people like to go into safe havens. And, when people think about safety, you think about gold. I'm going to buy some gold, right? And I just had actually one of my clients was like, he's going to LA to go buy some gold. I was like, oh, that's interesting. He must have been looking at the charts. So gold is $1,200 an ounce, basically. But we can see this thing rise up, I'll say, until about 1234, about 30 points right there before it hits a meaningful resistance level. So that's something, for you gold players, you may want to look at too as well. What was that? Constellation symbol was STZ. West. So STZ, you want to get some exposure weed for you smokers out there. This right here, you want to play this one right here, STZ. Like, this is a nice setup here. What's up, Terrence? How y'all guys doing? Yeah, make sure y'all hit the share buttons too, man. Let somebody know. Okay, so what else are we looking at? So we got some exposure in financials. We got some exposure in weed because we know that weed is about to be legalized in Canada in a week and a half. So we want to try to capitalize off of that. We know that there's some fear in the markets because of the VIX rising. And so people go into safe havens like gold, and we see gold is starting to try to come back on a comeback. It's consolidated and it hasn't, just quite, did its pop through thing, but definitely something to keep your eyes on the metals. But another safe haven is utilities. So we haven't even traded utilities in forever, but when we're looking at the sectors, and Justin, I know Justin is in here, so Justin, make sure take this down. We're going to be watching this real close. Utilities. So this is utilities out of all the sectors, and we look at the money flow. So we just basically observing where the money is flowing for the big guys, the big dogs, where their money's going. And we find out where the money is being taken out of. So when the money has been taken out of, we don't want to be in there, right? Because that's not good for business. When the big boys is putting their money in, you want to slide in right with the big boys, because when their money go up, your money going to go up with them. So with this sector rotation, we kind of want to minimize our risk in the tech stocks. As y'all know, it's easy. We make a lot of money in the tech stocks. There's Amazon, you got, Apple, you got all the tech stocks, right? Microsoft for them, easy money. But they've been getting kind of hit, Trump launching probes into Facebook and all of them, for I think they saying that basically they are stopping their freedom of speech or something like that with the Republicans not letting their, advertisers go through. So when he launches into that, this is not good when you got to get, the regulators in your business, not good for the money. And so they're actually looking at all the tech companies like, what are they doing with people's data and all this other stuff? I believe they're going to do what they're going to do, right? But you just need to understand how these things are going to affect your money when you're in the markets. All right, so cool. So no politics, is just money sensitive information that you need to know so you know where to put your money. So utilities are actually been, and I'm going to pull up one of my watch lists here. So the utility stocks, if you look at my watch list over here, you can pretty much take a pick over here. All right, these are not my traditional squeeze list, but any of these stocks right here, all of these stocks pretty much carry this same setup. All right, so this same setup, this setup is pretty cool because it's letting us know where the floor is at. It's letting us know where the bottom is at. And this line right here on the Fibonacci is letting us know, hey, it's up against a little resistance. But when the candlestick pop through it, that lets us know that it's going to try to rip through this thing. And when it rips through, we got upside targets here at the $55, the 127.2 Fibonacci extension. That lets us know that's where we need to get out. So we want to get in, boom, and we want to get out, boom. Get your money, run. You got to run off on the plug twice. What's up, Miss Iris? How you doing? All right, so cool. So we got utilities. Definitely keep your eyes on utilities because utilities are doing good. And I'll actually show you a couple of the stocks here. As you see, we got a nice setup right here. And this is what I call it the bounce off the bounce setup. So down here, we got some uptrend here. We got some momentum to the downside is reversing to the upside. We got, positive momentum going in there. Is buy trigger back here when it hit this floor. So definitely would have been an idea to get in there at that time, but it's still got more time to get in here even now. The only thing what we're actually going to be watching for is to see if we clear the $171.30. This is the 61.8 retracement off the Fibonacci. If this thing clears off of here, then we're looking upside potential to the 127.2. Okay, so when they hit that, what's up, Aisha? So when they hit that target, we know, run off on the plug, get your money and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the markets do. They go up and they go down. We play them off the bounce. So I'm just showing you the floors. You can't see these things. We draw them out here with the tools that we use. That's why you can see this right here. That's why you can see this right here. And you can see this right here. All right. So that's what I do. I'll show you those things, show you how to get in, when to get in, and when to get out, basically. Now, this is a tricky market right now because of the volatility. The volatility is basically, for those that don't know, volatility is like action, okay? It means a lot of action. So things is kind of crazy. It's kind of like you guys watching the football season right now. Preseason is okay, but Super Bowl is just like, boom, it's Super Bowl, all right? So right now we're talking about, it's kind of like the playoffs right now. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of getting real volatile right now. Where everybody's watching, everybody not really watching the preseasons, okay? So when I talk about volatility, the markets is getting real volatile right now. It's a lot of, bigger moves than that would be normal. That's right, Topaz. So anyway, with that being said, you want to know that basically what you need to know is what is coming. Again, weed is going to be legalized a week and a half from now on the 17th, October 17th in Canada. And then, midterm elections, that's where all the volatility is coming in from that, from the politics stuff. It does have an impact on the markets. But we also have earnings, which is starting in a week from now. And that's definitely going to have the markets going, bananas. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be looking at, how the markets behave towards the earnings reports. We want to see earnings companies, make more money than they made in the prior quarter. That's good for shareholders out there, and it's good for the market. Other than that, I think I pretty much gave you guys some good framework what to look forward into this week. Again, just to recap, I'm looking into utilities. Okay, you see my watch list here. You guys watch the replay. You can actually just copy and paste those, or just ask for the list, and we'll get somebody to send you guys a list if you want to get that list of utilities. But this is going to be where we're looking at our focus for this week coming up. If you guys got anything that you want me to look at real quick, I can take a look at it. I'll give you guys about 5 minutes. Any stocks, any questions that you guys have, I'll take those for you guys right now. I can see the chat right now. So this week, again, we starting trying to do this Facebook thing. And I know when we first did, I couldn't see you guys' responses, but now I can see some of the responses right here. Let me see. Maisha says, so is there certain companies we should invest in when it comes to utilities and marijuana? A list, please. So, yeah, good question. Maisha, let me pull up the list. I have a list that I have. Let me see. I got lots of watch lists here. So give me 1 second. Weed stocks. All right, cool. So these are some ones that I have on my list. David says MBEV. Okay, cool. But if you take a look at this list that's on this side here, Maisha, these are some good, stock, weed stocks. Okay. So this list right here, that's a good starting point. I'm not a weed stock trader. However, I'm a stock options trader. So I know that we could trade stock options on the ones that I gave you guys earlier. So that'd be like STC or CGC. What else we got here? What's up, Marcy? How you doing? What's up, E? How you guys doing? All right. Who else do we have that wanted to look? MBEV. Let me check that one real quick. Now make sure you guys check out our social media feeds at wallstreetjackboyz.com. or Wall Street Jackboyz at Wall Street Jackboyz on Instagram. Make sure you follow, get all the latest news. Our group is free on Facebook. Make sure you join us where we post all the money moves all through the day because we trade for real. MBEV. Okay. All right. So New Age Beverage Corp, as I talked about earlier, and you see how this thing is going crazy. I kind of gave you guys like a breakdown of what's happening in the whole overall economy. And, how companies react to that. OK, so this New Age beverage, again, we're talking about weed and we're talking about beverages. OK, weed and beverages. Basically, people are going to be drinking weed. OK, I don't know how they're going to do this thing, but that's what they're doing. Everybody's moving to it because drinking soft drinks is just not good, not healthy. And they've been having a decline into soft drinks and alcoholic drinks. And so companies trying to make money, they got to please Wall Street. They got to please the shareholders. What's next? What's new? What's next? And so I think you had Coca-Cola that popped off first. So, anytime you got Coca-Cola, a company as big as Coca-Cola that's buying the weed, you need to be paying attention. All right. That's something that, you just can't ignore. So anytime you have a whole country that's legalizing it, like Canada, he's like, OK, let me pay attention to what's going on. So as you say, he did say New Age Rich, but just show you guys Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's in a nice squeeze here. It's not my favorite setup. However, because we, have some domain knowledge on what's coming here in the near future. We know that weed is going to be legalized, and this is a good move for Coca-Cola, who's moving into this space here. But I'm looking at Coca-Cola moving sideways until this squeeze fire off. We want this squeeze to fire off. This squeeze fire off long. That's gonna be crazy. Okay, so that's another move that you guys can look and get into as well. So what else do we have? Your video is covering it. Thank you. Yeah, need to move video feed location. Okay, cool. I will. ADP. Okay, cool. So Topaz says ADP. Let's take a look. All right, so I played this a while back. Let me just get some new movement here. I don't really have a solid setup on this one here, but what I can tell you about ADP, let me just go back a little bit. This is a clear bullish trend here. Okay, so we see the stock is going up. This is good for the long. Okay, it's looking good for the long, but for immediate, what we're talking about, like some immediate money right now, I don't see any big immediate money. Looking at my indicator, see if you guys can see that I got some downward momentum here on the trend. So it's like, okay, it doesn't mean that it's going bearish. It just means that it needs to take a breather. It did hit a new high at 153 recently, and then we see that it's kind of popping back. We call that reversion to the mean. So it's starting to revert to the mean. We see holds here to the mean, which is our moving average here. We want to see it hold. If you're looking at playing ADP. Let it come down some more, okay? Because it's a little extended. See these lines right here, these two lines, it's showing us that it's out of bounds, all right? So that's just out of bounds, okay? So anytime this thing is out of bounds, that means that it has, the stretching of it, or what should I call it? I don't know how to say the word, but basically it's kind of like taking a rubber band and stretching the rubber band until you can't stretch it no more right before it pop, and then it goes down to the other side. So when we see them pop up, like that, a ceiling, they get pushed back down. That's just kind of normal ebbs and flows of the market. But we want to see, is it going to behave, pretty good right here to the 20 moving average, right? See if it holds there, and if it may come down here. All right. Ideally, I would like to buy it more around this level here, around 145, and that means that that's probably more fairly priced. You say artificial intelligent robotics is coming soon at ADP along with the merger. They went through a merger. Okay, cool. Keep me informed on what's going on with that, Topaz. I'll do some research on that and see. Well, I don't know how long. Tell me this. How long is it going to take for them to do all of that? We need some time frame on that. What I do see is that, they do have an earnings that's coming up here in the near future. Okay. So, again, this may come down just a little bit. And then if the news is as good as you say it is, they may pop after they hit earnings. All right. That's just a possibility. Again, I'm not a psych. I don't know these things. Nobody knows these things. We're using technical analysis to make executive decisions. All right. 200% volatility. Yeah, lots of volatility, Wes. Jamaica's been drinking weed for years. That's right, David. Yes. We went through a merger. Anybody got anything else that you guys want to see? I could take a look at it pretty quick. Yes, town hall was Friday. So town hall was on Friday. Okay, cool. All right, so cool. And again, ADP, artificial intelligence, by the way, is actually, it's taking over the world, whether you want to believe it or not. It's here already. A lot of companies are making a lot of money. They're being more efficient. They're able to cut expenses, and they're able to make a whole lot of money. I do have an artificial intelligence list as well. I'm not even going to show it here. Let me actually go over Walmart real quick, and then we'll make that the last one. Walmart. And so this is where Walmart is at currently. This is where Walmart is at currently. This is, again, in the retail sector. Retail actually hasn't been doing too good right now, but they more than likely will start to ramp up as we head into the holiday season. So I would say right now, I don't have a show enough setup that says, hey, get into Walmart right now. Like this, we got a little flag here, a pennant here. What I would like to see on this one, let me just go more into the chart, just a little more. All right, and yeah, okay. So again, we caught it. You see the pennant that goes here. It gets to this level, and ideally, you have wanted to see this thing, come off this support level and bounce up, but it did not do that. And this is on the intraday chart. What it ended up doing is it came to the level and then it broke through. And so You want to actually just, keep your eyes on it right now. It's not a time to enter. If that answers your question, Maisha, right now is not a good time to enter on that one right now. And there's a lot of other things that's impacting them too. You got like Amazon, who's the retail killer. Okay. And one more thing I forgot to tell you guys. Verizon just launched 5G. So those that's not familiar with 5G, right now you're on 4G, but soon in the near future, we're all going to be on 5G, which is better for the phone. We actually made money off of Verizon. Actually, we took off on, I believe, Tuesday. Anyway, this was a real nice setup. Okay, but it's still some more upside potential in Verizon here. Okay, so we got out, I believe, around here. I can't remember. So we got out of Amazon right here with a nice, ROI, return on investment. Well, options, again, with stocks, you guys may make, 4% or something real small. But with options, we making 50%, 100%. I think, Justin, you hit about 150% off of the LLY trade this week. It was crazy, right? So, with options, is just you take a small amount of money, you can make a whole lot of money using a small amount of money. A lot of people don't know about it. Top 1% use this stuff. And that's what I do. My goal is to teach this stuff to you guys. It's very complicated to understand it unless you got a good teacher. And that's what I do, right? So when you got a good teacher, you can learn anything. All right. So, but yeah, Verizon, this one here still has some more upside potential. It still hasn't hit its first target yet. And we got, clear bullish trend here. The squeeze fired off right here. Still got some upside on the momentum. We had a buy trigger here. They had a dividend payout. So for those that own stocks in the company, there you go. You got yourself a paycheck because you did yourself a favor by investing in the company. All right. And then you have earnings also coming up here as well. So that is also something to keep your mind on. Adobe, we also played Adobe. So this is going to be the last one I'm going to cover. Okay. And I promise I'm going to quit. There's a lot to cover. Adobe, this is one that we were in Adobe here because we had a nice setup here. Now the setup was violated again because we had other market things that actually broke the market, like the VIX spike and all that stuff kind of broke it down. And we could have held on to it, but I just had to make an executive decision to take losses and just roll with it. So this one right here, the setup, we got chopped right up in here, right? So it said, boom, like, let's get out of there, right? You got to stop the bleeding. You got to know how to stop the bleeding. So that's what we do. However, we still got some indication that this thing may still be on because it's back into the squeeze zone. Well, it's back into the squeeze zone. And we got some domain knowledge, some new things that just came out in regards to Microsoft, Google. No, not Google, excuse me. It's Microsoft, Adobe, and I want to say, I can't remember who else it is. But either way, all these companies are coming together for their cloud technology. So they're actually doing something with the cloud technology. Adobe partner with Microsoft and one of the other big boys, because as you guys know, Amazon is just a whole disruptor. So Amazon, you guys know Amazon for the retail stuff, but Amazon is the leader of cloud technology. So everything that you guys do with your iPhones, your email, everything is in the cloud. It's like it's in the cloud, right? And Amazon is the leading, company with cloud technology, better than Microsoft and everybody. So in order for the companies to try to survive, what they are trying to do, or actually what they are doing, they sat down, I believe Friday. So this was announced on Friday. Adobe and the other companies not even coming to mind right now. But these companies like, hey, let's come together and we're going to, have it all consolidated. And this is in order to combat Google and Amazon. So there's some other things that you may want to look at too. We may catch a nice pop on these. We look at, let me see. We may catch a nice pop on these coming up early week. Who knows? But if we do, Adobe is going to be a real good one to be taking a look at. And throughout all the heat, Wingstop, for you chicken eaters out there, somebody tell Rose, I say, what's up, Rose, Wingstop. We called this out here. I think I gave you guys this one maybe about a week ago. If you're on my Facebook, you can see I was like, tell Rose, Wingstop, okay? Now, this thing is still doing what it's doing, but we got this nice squeeze, this setup, and what we're waiting for is the squeeze to fire off. And we see that we have clear resistance. It's keep on getting pushed down here, but we got this buy trigger here, and then we're expecting this thing to go up right here. So for you chicken eaters out there, whatever, you may want to have Wingstop to pay for your trip to Wingstop. You can do that in the stock market. So anyway, I hope you guys found this as valuable as I did. This is a good session. We do these every Sunday for 30 minutes. It's supposed to be from 7 to 7:30. I know we have some new people in there. You ask some questions. I want to get you guys acquainted with what's going on. So we'll try to do these like every Sunday. I do it in our private group every Sunday, but I try to do it live to give you guys some exposure to this. And you can make a decision if you want to be involved or not. The evidence is clear. You see the money is being made in the stock market. You know, it's time that you get some of that too. So that's what I'm here for. Check us out at wallstreetjackboyz.com. That's Wall Street Jackboyz with a Z. Make sure you check out our courses, subscribe to the courses. And if you don't have the means to actually do that right now, just get the newsletters. I'm giving you valuable nuggets for free. Check out our newsletters, subscribe for free, share the post, subscribe, and join us on Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, like all your social media feeds. You know, join us there and follow the leads, share what we're doing. We're doing something positive. And this is my way of giving back to the community. If I can help your money to make money, then that's a win for everybody. So with that being said,